Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Tuesday the 9th of November 2021. Today we're going to start off with this story that was published in the news at Den this morning. So this is about the under 23 game yesterday. I told you a bit about it. It was a 2-0 away defeat. So Ben Thompson plays in Millwall, lost at Colchester plus 5 Lions in FA Cup second round draw. Ben Thompson played another full 90 minutes for Millwall under 23s, so they were defeated 2-0 away at Colchester United on Monday night. Kai Redgrave scored midway through the second half, and Tom Stagg had a late second in the Professional Development League contest. Kevin Nugent's side had the chance to take the lead from the penalty spot after Nana Boateng had been fouled by Billy Cracknell, but Endurance Johnson saved Sean O'Brien's effort. Redgrave had an easy finish from Harvey Sawyer's cross with 20 minutes left, and Stagg made it 2-0 after a counter-attack as he finished low from Ryan Lowe's through ball. Mill's next game is away to Ipswich Town on Monday, November the 22nd. Meanwhile, a number of Lions loan players were in the draw for the second round of the FA Cup on Monday night. Dan Moss is the Oval Town of the National League. Will be at home to League 1 MK Dons or League 2 Stevenage. Isaac Olaofe will have an away trip with League 2 Sutton United to League 1's Oxford United or League 2 rival Bristol Rovers. Alex Mitchell will have an all League 2 clash as Leyton Orient host Tranmere Rovers at Brisbane Road. But will he though? We'll discuss that later. Tyler Burry hopes to return to action for League 2 Hartlepool United this month. Pools play League 1 Wycombe Wanderers in their first round replay next week. A trip to League 1 Lincoln City awaits the winners. Will he be back for that? Probably a bit too early if he does go back to Hartlepool. But here's the thing with that is now who was the loan to and who organised the loan? Was Tyler Burry's loan to Hartlepool United organised by Hartlepool United, or was it organised by the manager? Because the manager has now left. He's gone to another club. But will Tyler Burry go back to Hartlepool United, or will he go to another club? Now, probably go back to Hartlepool United because there is a rule in place, I think it's still in place, that in a year, which isn't a calendar year, I think they define a year from June to May to take into account all of the summer leagues. But in a year, one player can only play for 2 clubs, including player being on loan. Although I don't think that includes youth loans, so I don't think that's included. But full-time adult professionals can only play for 2 clubs in that yearly period that runs from, I think it's June to May, might be July to June. But that's to take into account of the summer leagues. So if he goes back to, he either goes back to Hartlepool, but if he does end up going to where Dave Challoner, Hartlepool United's manager, who quit and he went to another club, I can't remember off the top of my head who they are. But so if he goes to that other club, then he cannot play for Millwall later on in the season. So I don't know if that will be a goer. It's either Hartlepool United, it's probably either Hartlepool United or nothing. So there you go. So, and another thing I want to bring up. So today was there were some games in the Papa John's Trophy, as it used to be. It's known now. It used to be Johnson's Page Trophy, but you probably remember it fondly as the auto windscreens, because that's when we made it to the final against Wigan and narrowly lost 1-0. But it was pretty magical run to that final. So there were games in that Football League Trophy tonight, and here we go. So 2 lone players from Millwall involved or not involved. One was Isaac Olaofe. So this was EFL Trophy Southern Group B, Sutton United versus AFC Wimbledon. Sutton United won 1-0. And Isaac Olaofe was involved in the matchday squad, but he was an unused substitute. So we'll see that as I scroll down. So he's on the bench, but he is an unused substitute, number 16. So there you go. Now another player who was involved tonight, Millwall loan player, was Alex Mitchell. And if you look here, EFL Trophy Southern Group G, Leyton Orient versus Charlton Athletic, and Leyton Orient won 1-0. Fantastic result for them. Good on ya. Now we look to the lineup and we see Alex Mitchell played, and he got 6.8 score. Played 90 minutes. He had 1 clearance, 2 interceptions, 2 ground duels. Didn't win one of them. Aerial duels, 1, and he won that. Lost possession 11 times. 1 foul. 34 touches. 12 out of 20 accurate passes, so that's 60%. 1 key pass. No crosses. 8 long balls, 3 accurate. And nothing really going on up front for him. But and there's a heat map for him. And seems it was a bit of a close contest and a bit of a battle going on against higher opposition. But they came through 1-0. So that's a fantastic result for them. Now Alex Mitchell playing tonight in the EFL Trophy. But I speculated in yesterday's video he wasn't involved for Leyton Orient in the FA Cup. That's interesting. Now I'm going to tell you why that's interesting in a minute. So here we have the East London Advertiser. I thought, well, if he didn't start the game, maybe he was on the bench. But no. So here you can see Leyton Orient team and substitutes. Yeah. He wasn't involved. Alex Mitchell wasn't involved. And curious and curiouser, if we go up to the match report, where was it? Kenny Jackett made 1 change from the starting 11 that beat Hartlepool 5-0 last Saturday's. Hector Cipriano was brought back into the side for Alex Mitchell. That is interesting. Which I speculated in yesterday's video. Have Millwall not given permission for Alex Mitchell to play for Leyton Orient in the FA Cup? So he doesn't get cup tied. Because that would be interesting, wouldn't it? That would be interesting. Now it's a season-long loan to Leyton Orient for Alex Mitchell. But there's a recall clause, I assume, in January. That's built into nearly all these season-long loans. So why, if I don't know, I'm speculating, wildly speculating, because it's international week and I've got nothing else going on. There's not a lot in terms of Millwall news so far. But so I'm speculating. What am I speculating? So he's not played in the FA Cup, but he's come in for the EFL Trophy game against Charlton. Okay. So if Mill haven't given permission for Leyton Orient to field Alex Mitchell as a registered player in the FA Cup, there is some possibility that he may be coming back in January for us. Now, you would think, well, that's silly. Is it? Ballards got problems with his knee. He could be missing Northern Ireland games because of that. It was a bit he was press ganged into playing because Sean Hutchinson had diarrhea against Derby, and he was a bit shaky. Is Ballard going to be out for a period of time with an injury that needs? Is he playing through a knock? Is that a possibility that Alex Mitchell might be coming back to Millwall to replace Ballard? We've seen Hutchinson have an injury problem as well, and then now he's got the illness. And Jake Cooper's had a bit of an issue as well. Murray Wallace has his injuries as well. So, are they? Is it Gary Rowett using a bit of foresight and thinking, okay, we might need to bring Alex back in January, mid-season, if our defence is still a bit beaten up. That could be a possibility. Now, like I just said, in terms of Tyler Bury going to Hartlepool, following the ex-Hartlepool United manager somewhere else, you can only play for 2 clubs in a particular football season year. So it would be possible on the 1st of January for Alex Mitchell to come back from his loan at Leyton Orient, come into the Millwall squad, be involved in the Millwall squad for January if we have injury problems, if Ballard is an injury problem, and then he could go back out on loan to Leyton Orient on January the 31st or whenever the window closes. He could do that. And what might be happening here, so we have an FA Cup 3rd round, which I'm sure Gary Rowett doesn't give a fucking shit about. We haven't had a cup run under him. Really, I mean, we've played lesser opposition and beat them as we should have done. But when we played teams in our own league, Bristol City, we lost 3-0 to them. We played Sheffield United, team league above. We played who was it, Leicester, and gave them a bit too much respect. Didn't go at them too much, but yeah, I don't think Gary Rowett is a big fan of cup competitions. He has a target of finishing in the top 10 this season. Although if you finish 7, 8, 9 and 10, what's the point? If you're not getting in the playoffs, you might as well finish just above the relegation zone. It's the same fucking difference. As it is what it is, you know. If you're not in that top 6 being involved in the playoffs, then if you finish 7th or 8th, who cares? But he keeps going on about this top 10 finish, and he's obsessed with it. So I don't think he gives a shit about this FA Cup tie, 3rd round proper, Saturday the 8th of January. Now, other games we have in January. So if Alex Mitchell does come back from his loan, so we got this game here. So none of these games here, realistically, apart from the West Brom game, would Alex Mitchell probably be out of overly, what's the word? Out of his depth. Hopefully, you would think. The Blackpool game, they were a League One team this season. They're down at the bottom of the league this season. Bristol City not doing too well. But you look at that game. So that game is just a couple of days after the Coventry game. So, I mean, this squad's going to be pretty beaten up. So, and it's an early kickoff, 1 o'clock. So that game's the Wednesday 29th game is a 7:45 kickoff. We've got this one, a Sunday at 1 o'clock in January the 2nd. So could we see Alex Mitchell come back January the 1st? Be involved in this game? Maybe the Forest game and the Blackpool game? And then go back out on loan to Leyton Orient? It may be a possibility. And I'm just speculating because he hasn't been... Well, we don't know if he has or he hasn't, but he did not feature in the squad for Leyton Orient's FA Cup 1st round game. And you could reasonably deduce from that it's because Mill didn't give him permission to play in that, because they didn't want him cup tied. Why would they not want him cup tied? Because we got a lot of fixtures during the Christmas period, and he could come back and help us out. Or maybe but the situation with Ballard is worse than we think it is. What the fans know about it, I mean, behind the scenes it might be a bit worse than we've been told. Hutchinson's situation, you know, everyone seems to be carrying a knock and being injured, and we're only in November. Still a long way to go in this season, so I imagine Alex Mitchell coming back in January, taking a bit of the pressure off, being involved in some of the squads, could be beneficial. So there you go. What do you think? Do you think we denied him permission to play in the FA Cup, or do you think maybe he's just a bit off that day, a bit injured? Would you want him to see him come back, be involved in the January games? I don't know. He's doing well late in Orient, it seems. So we will see. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Not a lot going on with the international week. But will Alex Mitchell be coming back to Millwall in January? Who knows? Thank you for watching, and goodbye.